Mariah, I know what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to talk about Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb is Disney Channel's longest running animated series, running for 7 years with 129 episodes and a post-finale special over the course of 4 seasons. I want to tell you a little something brilliant I noticed about a very special episode at the end of Season 3. The final episode of Season 3, This Is Your Backstory, showed one of Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz's most brilliant evil schemes yet. But first, a little backstory. In the middle of Season 3, with the episode Agent Doof, Dr. Doofenshmirtz stopped being evil and joined and became Perry the Platypus's partner in his organization without a acronym because apparently he forgot to plug in his Babinator and he didn't know that's why it wasn't working at the time. But then Dr. Doofenshmirtz almost immediately got fired at the end of the episode after he screwed up his mission with Perry the Platypus to rescue Newton the New from Dr. Diminutive. He caused more damage in the agency than he did out of it, and that's when he realized he was good at being evil after all. Now, at first I thought he was paradoxically bad at being good and bad at being evil at the same time, but This Is Your Backstory proved to me that I should have taken Dr. Doofenshmirtz's statement at the end of Agent Doof much more seriously. And I think Dr. Gavarlik from the episode Oil on Candace would have been way impressed with him to prove her wrong about him being bad at being evil if she had known he made a backstory-inator. After 3 seasons of backstories and evil schemes stored by Perry the Platypus, Dr. Doofenshmirtz realized that if he really wants to become more evil and take over the tri-state area, using one backstory at a time wasn't enough, because they usually led to petty schemes that were too silly to actually take over the tri-state area. Much like the titular villains of League of Super Evil, who once were heroes. But yeah, the backstory-inator combines the pain and tragedy he experienced from many of the other backstories you've probably heard in previous episodes, like how he had to wear the same dresses for an entire year in gaming the system, or that guy who always kicked sand in his face from the flying fishmonger, or how he was forced to throw his own surprise party in Raging Bully. And you know, it was at the end I was genuinely terrified. He combining the pain from many of his early backstories really did help him become more evil. It was I could take this much more seriously than I could take the stakes here much more seriously than that other attempt he made to turn himself into a big monster in For Your Eyes Only from the beginning of Season 4. Well, after the first, well, actually no, it was the winter episode after the first episode of Season 4. Fly the Wall, right, the winter episode following that was For Your Eyes Only, Happy New Year. And yeah, that was really interesting because it also made me think about how good Candace could become at being evil. If lots of terrible things happened to her. If she also had a terrible child, or has a terrible childhood like Heinz Doofenshmirtz did. Because Candace always wants to punish her brothers Phineas and Ferb for having fun and creativity that she doesn't have. But Perry the Platypus and Vanessa care for Dr. D a lot, and that's the only reason why he became less evil at the last minute. And it really showed me that, you know, if Candace Flynn didn't have a decent family and you know, she could also become evil like Heinz Doofenshmirtz. And you know, Candace doesn't really hate her brothers. She usually just pretends to, and you know, Candace should be glad that her family is doing much better than Heinz Doofenshmirtz's family. I mean, if you really want me to name a few specific key points, well, she wasn't so friendless that she was forced to throw her own surprise party. She didn't have to be raised by ocelots or, you know, some other jungle animals. And Phineas didn't pull that same mean trick Roger did in Make Play, where he took ownership of a stuffed teddy bear and their mom away from Candace. Yeah, Candace isn't really an enemy to her brothers. They just, I asked my mom this line, and just, you know, no, they just do normal sibling stuff, you know, and I know that's true because Candace is not that evil that she would imprison her brothers like super big doctor did. However, I am intrigued by the possibility of, you know, to think that would actually be pretty cool to see if, you know, what if something so bad happened to Candace that she actually did turn into a real villain for one episode. You know, maybe that could actually, maybe if Candace really became evil and thought imagination was morally wrong, that could give her the meanness and motivation she really needs to successfully bust them, no matter what could happen. That prevents their mom from seeing their rides or inventions or other creative summer projects. I think Phineas and Ferb could legitimately work as a new show in school. I think if Disney Channel and Dan Poffmeyer, Jeff Marsh, and Bobby Gaylor wanted to do it, they could continue Phineas and Ferb as a show in school, and I would love to help them out with that. You know, in fact, I think a plot about Candace turning evil, that would probably make a really good follow-up to Last Day of Summer, you know, taking place during the first week of school. So, tell me in the comments if you would like me to collaborate with Disney Channel to continue Phineas and Ferb in school. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked my take on This Is Your Backstory and Candace's potential for turning evil, be sure to like and subscribe.